Who's flipping the theoretical coin?
That's got to be you, right?
Do the NFL overtime rules. The
First
football is
person-
heads, and the helmet is also heads.
The football is heads. The helmet, which contains the head, is
tails.
also
heads.
The edge of the coin is tails. Welcome to Hypotheticals, a podcast where two idiots, that would be Stephen and I, are given hypothetical situations by our guest. This time it would be John Blevins, a caster extraordinaire for various different card games, most notably Runeterra. So the way this works is our guest is going to present us essentially a hypothetical situation, a conundrum, if you will. And on the spot, Stephen and I are going to have to present our ideas, tear each other apart, and then John Blevins is going to tell us who the winner is. And then those scores, they're evergreen, baby. They last forever. So I'm excited about this. I know we've talked about this for a while.
Yes, we have. We talked about it way back in like November. What was that, right? November?
I think it was. It was November. Possibly of 1953.
You even talked to me about it in our infamous 8-hour trip to Indianapolis the first time.
Yeah, no, that we did discuss this for quite a while. And we talked about a lot of things. We also wrote like 14 episodes of Seinfeld. So
and I hope you're ready to write a 15th. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm flying to Indianapolis next time. Okay. So again, the rules are very simple. The format is going to be that John gives us our hypothetical situation. We will each have about 5 minutes to present our case after a little bit of a clarification period. You're going to give us the questions here, or the situation, Blevins. We're going to kind of ask you questions because I like to find loopholes. I'm a little bit of the greasy one of the group, I would say. I feel like Steven, you're more the clean cut type.
I could see that. I could make that argument. That might be the case, but we'll find out, I guess, as we play. You never know what you'll discover about yourself when you're trying to destroy your friends in arguments.
Wow. It's incredible. So after that, it's going to be, we're each going to present our case. There's going to be a little bit of a back and forth, a rebuttal period. And then eventually John's going to maybe give us a few extra questions, some follow-ups, and then he's going to render his verdict and choose a winner. The winner will be non-negotiable. Okay. It's not up for debate. It is final. So there is no complaining.
Okay. I mean, how much?
Pressure's on me now.
Yeah.
Well,
no complaining with an asterisk.
Complaining at the beginning. You got to complain ahead of time because after it's rendered, it's rendered.
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe some creative editing will.
There you go.
We'll make me look smarter.
We'll just cut after the winner is declared, and then the complainer can go about their business.
Okay. All right. Well, are you guys ready for hypotheticals?
I am ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, John Blevins, it's nice to have you. You are now in the lead.
All right. So here is your hypothetical. You are both hypothetically in the year 2024, just a few short years from now, and you're both hypothetically campaign managers for whom you don't know yet, because you have to decide who you are going to be campaign managers for, because you are campaign managers for a presidential candidate in the year 2024. That candidate is a superhero or villain of your choice. You need to come up with a campaign around this superhero or villain, or I guess we can expand it out as much as you want, but it'll be up to my discretion. That is the general superhero or villain that you, as the campaign manager, are going to come up with a campaign for to run for president.
Ooh.
Okay, I have a first question. I have two questions.
Hold on.
Actually.
Before we get into the questions, we have to decide. Are we flipping the coin?
We'll flip. We can flip the coin after, but we can flip it now if you want to see who goes first. But my questions, there's two. Number one is, you said it's the year 2024, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you said a few years in the future.
I mean, I wasn't going to mention anything, but okay, Flake's going to lean in.
Yeah. Not realizing that it's 2023.
It's 2023.
Yeah. So we should probably be. Yeah. starting off by clarifying
a few short year in the future.
There you go. Take away the S. Just scratch the S off, and you're totally fine. I think it's fine. I mean, technically, in America, all the voting is done in November, so it's like over a year, right?
It's all
It's like
rigged.
over a year.
Okay, so this assumes that I'm okay. Again, there's
I was gonna bring that up because
here.
you're Canadian, like so.
Okay, so I understand, and I thought about this, and this is part of the reason why the thing we talked about in the pre-show I was considering going to, but I think that this still is
That's
good.
okay. No, that's fine.
I think this is still good. It doesn't necessarily have to be the president of the United States, though. Obviously, that's what I'm the most familiar with. So
Sure.
I'm the judge.
Well, like, were you like
I feel
trying
like-
to campaign for the president of like what, the NRA or something?
Well, no.
I guess it would be like
Of course, I'm very familiar. No, okay.
Yeah, I choose.
he's going to abstain. He's going to abstain.
I choose War Machine. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's the call right there.
So the reason, okay, so I wanted it to specifically be a current day election of sorts, not like, oh, this is in a far time away or like a long time ago.
Okay.
It's a modern day election, and you can pick a superhero or villain in their campaign slogan or their platform.
I do have another question though.
Okay.
Am I being judged on the viability of this candidate winning, or just the viability of the fact that this candidate has the proper criteria?
Could
They're
perform
most,
the duties. Yeah.
like, are they the most qualified?
Well,
Or
I'm
is
gonna
this
try not
just
to get political?
is this just literally us? Are we just picking your favorite superhero?
One could argue that no president has ever been qualified, but
We're just swinging for the
okay,
fences
no.
here.
I have a real answer for this.
Zombie George Washington.
The
So
you are the campaign managers. So your job is to get them elected.
Okay.
What they can or can't do afterwards,
Okay.
you've already your job is done.
Okay.
It's not about executing the duties of the office. It's more so about just getting the clown into the actual
It's
circus.
not how good they would necessarily be,
Right.
but what would get them to the promised land.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. I am satisfied. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
I think I'm good as well. I think we can run with this one.
All right, let's flip the
Okay.
coin.
All right. So are we doing straight heads, tails, person who wins goes first, or they get the person who wins gets the option to defer?
I
Or go
will.
first?
I think I like the option to decide to defer or to choose. To choose.
I agree. I think
yeah.
if you win the coin flip, then you should get the choice to
you get choice.
receive or kick.
I get it, and now I'm just getting lambasted with not knowing that Armada had sports knowledge, just rubbing it in my face.
That's the
And
play right there.
I like how when you're like, okay, you don't know sports, so we're just gonna go directly to comic book nerd garbage.
Let's go straight to politics. We're either going to talk about baseball or the most divisive topic in American history.
Yeah, Major League Baseball.
I mean, there's the two.
Okay.
I choose to vote for President Religion. That won't cause enemies. All right.
Okay, so we've got heads as this one. This is the Hearthstone coin for those who don't know. Is this a video podcast, by the way?
It
is now. It is now.
I assume it is. And this other side is tails. Does someone want to call it?
You can call it.
All right, I got heads.
Okay. That is heads.
Okay.
So Steven, you have the option to go first or go second.
No, I'm gonna pull the New England Patriots, and I'm going to choose to receive in the second half.
Okay. I thought he said we want the ball. We're gonna score.
I'm gonna choose to pull a Patriots and deflate the footballs. That's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna go
Let's
second.
hit every divisive topic.
Yeah, let's just go. We're gonna go the full gamut.
I'll tell you what's really flat: the Earth. No. Speaking of deflated,
Hypothetically, we live on a sphere planet. Prove to me that we don't.
Oh, we've become a
geez.
scientific podcast. I hear you. Okay, great. Awesome.
So it begins.
Well, there is absolutely a demographic that would totally clue in and watch this nonsense.
Maybe we just lean into it. I
Two bumbling
think one of
idiots.
their leaders is currently in custody in another country, so maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I go first.
Oh, hold on, my pizza order. Oh,
Would you like it delivered here or directly at the jail? Yeah. Okay. All right. I have two, but I can only choose one, and I'm gonna go with the one that I know best. And the candidate, the candidate that I am pushing forward here is none other than Victor Von Doom. And hear me out.
Ooh, okay.
Victor Von Doom is already a head of state. He's the head of state of Latveria. And I understand that perhaps he doesn't have the necessary things like, oh, I don't know, an American birth certificate, but that didn't seem to harm President Obama's chances, according to some. Some might say. That said, Victor Von Doom is the head of state of Latveria. And what has he accomplished in Latveria? Well, let's have a little look-see. Latveria, crime rate, 0. Famine, 0. Disease, 0. They are a world leader in scientific advancements, in military capabilities, in we haven't really gotten there yet, I would imagine, but mysticism and magic. Hey, if you guys could create a freaking space force off of some half-assed comment some doofus made once, and just be like, oh, we got to do it now. Mysticism and such. You'll have a department of mysticism and you'll be a world leader. This is somebody who has all of the credentials, the experience, and the results. Now, the reason why that they may seem like a bad choice is I get it. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of groups, superheroes, if you will, ne'er-do-wells, brown nosers, and other doofi who'd like to poke their nose in perhaps where it maybe shouldn't be. But the happy little place of Latveria that is so welcoming of refugees, of, is there nothing more American than give me your tattered, you're weak, you're tired, and whatever else is said there that you guys don't really actually follow through with? He will follow through with it. He will take the stuff that's written on the Statue of Liberty and make it a reality. Victor Von Doom is not only a viable candidate, he's an experienced candidate. He doesn't lie because he doesn't need to lie. He's so up in your face with the truth that you won't know what hit you. Your head will be spinning so freaking fast that you won't see the Doombots patrolling the street, making sure that you get home safe.
Wow. The
genocides and all that other stuff, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Let's unpack that a little bit.
No. You present yours first.
Victor.
We'll do presentations and then rebuttals.
I rest my case, and I will remain silent until called upon. Thank you so much. I'll accept my victory now.
Okay. All right. Well, it was certainly an interesting and shocking revelation that the candidate that you decided to put forward for the president of the free world and the country of the US of A was, first of all, not even from the US of A, and then also a genocidal maniac who's attempted to take over the world multiple times. But I will present to you a candidate who is not only born and bred here, but has fought for it time and time again, and is so well prepared and has proven time and time again to be so well prepared that it makes absolute perfect sense that they should be in this position, because that candidate is none other than Bruce Wayne Batman. Because Batman is the perfect candidate for this job, literally prepared for every eventuality and can be prepared for every eventuality, given time, tactics, talent. He has built himself from nothing to the best of all the Justice League. And I think that's a very easy assumption to make, a very easy one to stand by as well. He's literally saved the planet countless times, multiple times against beings that are not only capable of destroying the entire planet, but perhaps the universe. This is a man who is more powerful simply by being a well-honed, well-trained machine and a critical thinker, a detective, and a perfect planner, that he can conquer any obstacle. And it makes no sense why he would not be the front runner for this position. Period. End of story. I mean, there's not much else that needs to be said. Bruce Wayne is the candidate that you should vote for come a year and a half from now.
I heard you say, instead of well honed, I thought you said well hung, and I was like,
So,
well, in some versions of Batman,
you need to listen a little better.
I feel like we're like a couple movies away. If they put nipples on the bat suit, they would probably just add a bulge in there or something too.
They didn't do that already, did they?
No, but there's going to be a Magic Mike crossover at some point. There, know it's going to happen.
Yeah. Also, I have the sleeves right here.
Wow.
It's literal perfection. How do you not go?
Wow.
Look how cool that is. That's so cool.
Okay, I do have I'll start with Steven. I have a couple of clarifying questions. Do you have a certain version of Batman in mind when you're talking about your candidate that you're running? Because I'm thinking like Adam West Batman might actually be a pretty
Oh, he'd be a pretty chill dude. No, okay, look, here's the thing.
It's the dancing hour. It's the presidential dancing hour. We've got the Minister of Dance here to make sure that we're dancing.
We can.
The problem is whenever I think of Adam West Batman, I think of Adam West, the character from Family Guy, which is not the Adam West Batman. But
wait. Didn't they add a bulge for Adam West?
We're still on that. I thought you were going to say,
wait.
They
did.
Okay, you honestly, you were right there, Stephen. You were right there.
I'm gonna say that Adam West was had mayoral experience.
Exactly. You were right there, and you chose to just
As
divert.
The mayor of Quahog.
I am.
Maybe I am Adam Wee.
Okay. So sorry to distract, but
that is a fantastic question, and yes, I do. Now you could dive into the different varieties of Batman from the comics, but honestly, one of the best ever Batman portrayals is the Batman from the Batman animated series, because over the course of that entire series, it literally shows every aspect of him that you can take in and see and relate to. It is like one of the most beautiful animated series ever released. Like there's a scene in one of the episodes where he literally consoles a dying child, and they just sit there, and all he knows how to do in that moment is just be with them. And then at the same time, you see Batman, saving the city in a variety of different ways. Best Batman, hands down. Yes, even compared to like the Christopher Nolans and a lot of the really cool like Gotham by Gaslight like takes on the hero.
This is where my counter campaign would basically say, what you don't know about him consoling that dying child was he was the one who killed it. Okay. Like I get it. And yeah, it's cool and all, but first of all, the guy didn't build up his empire himself. He grew up rich. All right. So once again, this whole stuff about, we're going back down the rabbit hole about the same thing with like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They're not self-made. They grew up rich. Let's get real here. Like Chris Rock. Kid Rock. That was the one.
Yeah, that was a weird way to take that. Chris Rock.
Kid Rock talking, like singing about how he grew up in the trailer park. He didn't grow up in a trailer park. He grew up in the suburbs in a big mansion like that loser. But you're not going to get the same appeal from all the people. It's like, well, where's the appeal of that person to those who do struggle and don't have the money? Nobody wants the rich guy, good guy kind of thing. You want the person who actually grew up in the slums, who didn't have parents, much like Bruce Wayne, sure, but he actually did come up from the gutter and make things happen and became his own head of state and has all the experience. And that's right. Why you're wrong. And I don't.
And you want the guy who's committed mass genocide and tried to enslave the planet.
It wasn't genocide.
Do we want to talk about Secret Wars? Do we want to breach the subject of how that all plays out? Because that's a very interesting kind of play on what Victor Von Doom, tries to do to gain control and power.
The
Just
Beyonder
saying.
is a lying scumbag.
Look, all I'm saying is that it sounds like a really alluring proposition to elect, someone foreign who's already a head of state to be the president of the United States in this case. Or I don't know, maybe you're saying that they should be the prime minister of, I'm not sure where you're going with that. It sounds alluring, but the track record of said head of state just, it doesn't, well, it doesn't sound good for all of us that would be living under his rule, because we would have literally nothing in the way of freedoms available to us. That's a bit scary to me.
John, you know.
John Psy ...
Listen, I'm not an American, okay? I'm just saying that it doesn't strike me that your country is the type, especially, we need to also, Stephen, understand that the criteria of this whole debate here centers around the fact that this is the 2024 election, not the 1994 election, the 84, the 70. It's not all, rainbows and butterflies outside. This is a hellacious, dangerous, teetering on the edge world that we're in. We need somebody who is not just, has the experience of handling these kinds of crises on the global scale, but also somebody who ain't going to be pushed around, because frankly, Batman lives in a cave or in his mansion and is kind of a little bit of a recluse. So when it comes out to all of these scenarios where it gets gritty and whatever, he hides in the shadows.
I'm sorry. I have to disagree completely, because he portrays himself as a recluse, but he literally spends every night of his life perusing the streets, in the gutters, helping people. That's actually what he's doing. So
in one city,
he is literally doing the best he can for his city. Are you telling me that he's not going to commit that hard if he's elected the president of the United States for the United States? This is a man on a literal mission to make his city and community better by going out every single night into the riffraff and helping people that are down on their luck. He could just be a recluse. He could just sit in his mansion, his ivory tower on the top. He's already owning it. He could do that. But what does he do?
There,
he puts on the bulletproof suit and he goes out and he tries to get purses back for old ladies and help people who are going to get mugged and stop terrorists, which, might I add, your candidate feels a lot like one. Stop terrorists from destroying people's lives. So, I mean, you can try to pull the recluse thing, but it doesn't hold much water.
John, you're a smart man. I know you saw right through this, and you, Stephen Armada, just immediately, your house of cards just crumbled to the ground by that one thing you said.
Okay.
Riffraff. They're not riffraff. They might be just misunderstood. They might be down on their luck. Batman's out there beating the living daylights out of these people who are just out there to feed their family. Victor Von Doom was there. Victor Von Doom would not go out there and beat up this riffraff. He would help them. He would give them
Doom bots. He would fly in.
Those Doom bots are the ones that are helping the ladies cross the street. Not one lady, all the ladies, because Batman can only be one place. Victor Von Doom's brain is such an asset that it needs to be doing whatever is most important. Helping a lady cross the road is an important thing. That's why we have Doom bots. So it's not, you're not just getting Victor Von Doom. You're getting the infrastructure. You're getting the protection. You're getting the built-in. It's an all-inclusive, baby. You're getting the whole thing. It's an IKEA shelf. You just buy the box and the instructions are there, and you're not going to be disappointed.
But what do you have to give up to get all of that? And that is the question that everyone should ask themselves. What are you giving up in order to receive wonderful help from Doom bots that make everyone walk in a line, sometimes chained? I'll just put it that way, and we'll just make sure that we don't get demonetized.
It's
sometimes
just walking,
chained to each other.
It's walking tangible Patriot Acts. Okay, it's not. You can see it and touch it. That's the difference. All right.
I'm just gonna say, I think we've both made our cases.
Yes, we have made our cases.
And at this point, I want to hear from the boss man himself on what his opinions are overall so far.
I'm not gonna lie. I had after the original pitches, I was leaning semi heavily in one direction, and with the rebuttals, I've been swayed back and forth multiple times now. So regardless I will say
it's the terrorist thing, wasn't it?
I have gone wildly back and forth.
That's
on
the
both
best
ends,
thing. That's
multiple
exactly
times.
what we want.
I have to. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that come to mind on both sides for me. One, it is true that Bruce Wayne Batman did not come from nothing. That was something that I think Flake,
do your homework, Stephen.
Right, you rightfully
he came
pointed
from
out,
nothing from the perspective of building up the martial arts skills,
right?
Of literally tearing himself down after his parents were murdered in front of him. Yeah, he's literally
nobody's coming out of the womb breaking bricks in half and stuff like that. Everybody comes from nothing from a martial arts standpoint.
Exactly, and he did. And
he's like the people. I get that.
Yeah.
And then of course on Doom's side, I think calling him a terrorist is probably pretty accurate, if I'm being honest.
I would say so.
I can't. So this is what it really comes down to me, and I think both of you made really good arguments and counterpoints for your side and against the other, and I legitimately have been swayed two ways. One, I think the thing that really boils down to for me is that I look at someone like Batman who, we can look at it through the lens of the animated series, but even just the Batmans in general, right? He is come and he has been the victor so many times. He's won countless times, like you said, saved the world multiple times, has done that. But he always comes back to those inner demons, right? He's always haunted by that. And regardless of how good his situation is, he has, millions or billions, whatever the number is, he has all this money. It's never enough for him. And, he could enact change and probably has in certain lines with the money and resources he has, even outside of the bats, the Batman side, right? But he always comes back to that personal thing, and everything for Batman is personal. And that's what really I don't necessarily see it as a good thing, where he always has to try to go out. And like you said, he is going out every single night of his life and, recovering lost purses for old ladies that got mugged. But is that something that qualifies you to be a world leader where Batman, one thing that I don't see Batman being good at is delegation, right?
He's the leader of the Justice League. He's the actual leader of the Justice League. He literally delegates the Justice League, people that are all superpowered, and he's the only non-super.
Yeah. That's one side of it. That's one side of it. That's one side of it. The side for Doom is literal terrorists. But here's a positive I see for Doom.
Okay.
Oh no, you're
the flip side, the inverse of Batman, right? Victor Von Doom, again, you can get into the specifics of comics. I'm not I don't know everything about Victor Von Doom, but super villain, always trying to rule the world through brute force, through power, through intellect, through all of these things. Could Doom try to take a more precise approach and rule the world through being a world leader and actually using that knowledge and expertise through the rules of convention, right? And actually trying to rule the world by being a world leader? Could he do that? That's the question. At the end of the day, I have to rule in favor, and my vote has to go to Bruce Wayne Batman.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
It just has to. At the end of the day,
it makes so much sense.
It makes no sense.
You literally put Kim Jong-il as your candidate.
Look,
you were like, you know what? Who could I put up there? Ah, yes, one of the most evil, despicable,
I was
vile
told there would
beings.
be no complaining after the verdict was
no. Well, we said that it would be final and set in stone. I doesn't say I can't go. Well, maybe I did say there's no complaining. I just feel like, John, like you were like, as you were doing it, you're like, okay, so there's the whole terrorist thing, right? And then there's this whole like over your shoulder, this dark cloud of Kanye West isms that you're like, I don't want to go into that whole thing. So I get it. You know what? Like, I should have pivoted. In my mind, I was so close to just going on and calling an audible and saying Professor X, because he ran a school of misfits and such like that, and he knows how to reach out to people and connect with people. Not to mention, he would never lose a debate in his life.
Could also literally force everyone to vote for him.
The other problem. That's what I would have. I was
thinking about this before, because I literally took a shower before this to not look like complete garbage, and also to just have the shower thoughts about the show and think where are people possibly going to. I'm thinking, okay, an obvious one, Captain America, right? Like, you could just lean into that. Batman, I think, is in a similar sort of a similar era. I actually, when you were initially leading up to it, I thought you were going to say Steve Rogers, Captain America.
I thought so too.
Two on the nose. It's two on the nose.
It is on the nose for sure. I was also thinking Professor X, because like literally Cerebro into voters, and
I win. It's a landslide. Yeah, but you know what? I honestly, even if he forced everyone to vote for him, he would probably not win by the same margin that like Saddam Hussein had been winning for so long. Saddam Hussein gets 102% of the votes again. It's like, wow, how the hell?
There's still some matter of logic that would go into what Professor X is doing.
Do you know why
that would have been a good candidate though? Like, you can make a lot of good arguments for Professor X.
But do you know why I pivoted? Because you might think this is awful. I honestly didn't think people would vote for a dude in a wheelchair. I swear to God, I don't think that your country.
The FDR,
man.
He didn't start.
You're right.
He hid it.
It was hidden for
quite
some time.
It was.
They hid it for a while, and that kind of came to the back of my mind. And I was thinking,
good, because there's a non-zero chance that would have gone through my mind at some point, and I would have gone, okay, could control a vote, but
stairs. I mean, the Capitol building's got stairs in it. So, yeah. So that's kind of why I pivoted away from it. I don't think America's ready for that yet. Oh boy. All right. Well, Steven, you win. You win the first one. 1-0. Congratulations.
You know what? I'll put that tally on the screen, and it will live there forever. We'll all enjoy looking at it and remembering that Batman, probably the better candidate over Victor Von Doom. Yeah.
Such horse garbage. Well,
if you'd like to play along at home, leave a comment down below telling us what you would, what you would pick here. Would you pick Batman? Would you pick Victor Von Doom? And then if you also want to play along, leave a comment down below what you think the best superhero would be for the job of president. I'm so interested to hear what other people want to throw in.
What's yours, John?
Oh man. Well, you took Professor X. I always go to
You could take Professor X, but
no,
again,
no,
like I
no,
said,
I don't want to take Professor
the
X.
first 3 months would have to be like with construction and adding ramps to the White House. So.
No. I'm gonna go
It's
the opposite.
handicap accessible.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I want to go. Oh, actually, no. This is another one. This is another again the Kanye Westisms in the back,
Uh-oh.
and
Oh,
we're thinking
I
Victor
hope you
Von
all.
Doom was a bad
I hope you
one.
all enjoyed
How-
this first episode. It will be the last episode of this show, and
No,
all
man,
of us are
my-
canceled.
One of my favorite characters in general is Magneto. I love Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what storyline you're looking at.
You could swing Magneto. I think he's like an upgrade from Victor Von Doom in some ways.
Well, I think shade being
I think
thrown.
I'll say this. I think you have a ton of points for Victor Von Doom on the head of state thing. I think that is like a great angle. But Magneto, you can go like, lived through World War II, suffered oppression and, wants to, liberate. Like that's a good angle.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Magneto, but I didn't want to pick someone younger than Joe Biden. So
we also forgot that you need to pick somebody. If you're a president of the United States, you have to be like practically eternal. So the only options were like the Watcher and like Galactus. So
yeah, I think if you can poke a lot of holes in Magneto, but also the like, hey, I'm going to all public works are going to be done within about a week of me just going through.
That's a good idea. And just he rides around in the limo, in the presidential limo, and just does this the whole time. And all infrastructure.
He just flies around and just immediately like, oh yeah, that bridge is built. Yep, there's that. Okay, great. Yep.
I just picture like the Minister of Transport or infrastructure shows up and like, okay, and what are the pipes being made out of? Oh, plastic, sir. Tears them apart. All right. Not a bad start to the show. Steven has an unfair edge of 1-0 because of the complete calamity that was the mistake of John Blevins' decision. Poking holes in my argument. So there was a little bit of genocide, or a little sprinkle of it here and there across the timeline. But this was fun. Thank you so much, John, for being on the show. And for making an incorrect decision. You will not be back, but thank you so much,
Send
John.
me the message to say, make sure you pick me, you doofus.
Well,
or maybe you did send the message, but it didn't have the necessary $50 PayPal tip on it.
Correct.
By the way, I will be sending that to you, just like we talked about. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
John, where can we connect with you, my friend, on the socials?
You can connect with me on Twitter at @_Blevins. I pretty much only talk about Marvel Snap and the NBA these days when it's not to do with my actual work. But I'll probably shift gears in a month like I always do, and I'll be talking about more games and nerd junk.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Hypotheticals. If you have a example hypothetical question for us to jump into perhaps next time, jump down into the comments below and post that there. As always, thanks for watching.